Meanwhile, aboard the King... This is an adult bull shark. Fast, fierce, and armed quite literally to the teeth. She has little to fear here in the Gulf. The predator's 350 fearsome teeth are put on full display. Exhibiting behavior more common to a thresher shark, this bull makes creative use of her powerful tail. The bull performs an acrobatic feat worthy of an orca, cruelly imprisoned and put on display in a marine park stunt show. The bull's speed is astounding for a large marine predator. A breaching shark is a rare and calorie-intensive spectacle. While it is well known that sharks feed on mollusks, fish, and seals, less discussed is their propensity to feed on feed. It must be emphasized that this sort of targeted violence is quite unusual for a shark.
That shark is a good weapon at nose. Go get him, Chad. Now, Chad, Kenny, knock him down, partner. Making a lot of splash. I ain't playing no more. I catch me this shark myself.
ちょっとリスってるな。
Ho ho! Look at them teeth. Oh, she gonna make quite a mantelpiece. Got us some dinner coming, boys. Let's get her up on deck, huh?
A famous big-game hunter once posited that after an animal had tasted human flesh, it forsakes its natural prey in a deadly single-minded search for the most dangerous game. Protein caches like this one are a convenient and tasty way for sharks to increase their protein intake. While being on land is fun, so is not being dipped. The shark returns to the grotto to focus on personal transformation. I have one of those new pop-up tub stoppers at home, and let me tell you, those things are just a magnet for hair and debris. The solitary hunter stumbles upon another source of nourishment. A freshwater fish commonly found throughout the Great Lakes region, so I have no idea what it's doing here. From the moment she's born, the shark's cold, expressionless eyes are constantly on the watch for food. This shark understands that she needs to eat essential minerals to stay healthy and grow. A clock would hardly be the strangest thing ever retrieved from a crocodile's mouth. The bull shark is known to be a voracious, if hardly discriminating, eater. Remember, if you find yourself hard aground, the best thing to do is stay with your canoe and die the death of an honorable seaman. Goaded by lusty appetites, the shark's sole aim is to eat and evolve.
しゃ6分20秒切ってるのは早い。
Sharks' propensity to clear the ocean of its assorted detritus is one of their most valuable functions. While adorable, these soft-stuff mascots don't provide much in the way of nutrition. If the shark wants to avoid intestinal injuries, she will return to the water. A grouper feeding makes for a fascinating, if not quite a strange conglomeration of stuff will end up in the stomachs of sharks. A local critic once wrote that Amos Beauregard was the Rodin of the bayou. But Beauregard was functionally illiterate and had no idea who Rodin was. Supercharged with gene-altering mutagens, the shark now has an asymmetric edge on the competition. Someone should have taken a gun safety class. In spite of their reputations as wrestlers, alligators haven't mastered the nuances of scientific holds like the... According to the county administrator, Chuck Huckleberry, the lack of effectiveness of piecemeal technocratic solutions here can only be solved with more piecemeal technocratic solutions. Fawtick's keystone predators has led to a superabundance of catfish, which is just fine by local bully Rosie the alligator. group of consenting adults wants to
いっぱい水
perform
も用の
cryptic
ためだもん
rites to
ね。
shadow forth the prophecy of the great old ones, who am I to judge?
よしよし、OK。
Caviar Key features painted sails, a luxury 5-star resort built over the remains of Tunamacha, a pre-Columbian city that was once host to the most advanced civilization in ancient America. Exhibiting behavior more common to whales and dolphins, this shark is able to use biosonar to locate potential prey. This protein supplement has 0 additives, so the shark doesn't have to worry about hidden artificial colors or flavors. Hunger is a driving force for the bull shark.
やばい。まずいまずいまずい。これはまずい。
Damage dealers, but they too get injured from time to time. The shark uses lipids from high-fat fare
OK、Google。明るくして。まずいぞ、これ。体力が持たないな、こうなると。
considered removing these naval mines after the war, but the city had already spent its annual budget booking a nickelback cover band for the 4th of July. Every summer, Port Clovis plays host to the megasonic electro
一旦こっちか。
giving a real boost to the local MDMA industry.
This
shark is a sort of super scavenger, completely lacking in what may be called dietary discrimination. Pulling off a successful casino heist is made even harder when you drive off the road into the ocean and drown. After the end of the tiki craze, bar owners toss their Polynesian-inspired decor into the Gulf, where their kitschy charm is completely lost on native marine life. Golden Shores was built as vacation residences for wealthy out-of-towners. With spectacular ocean views, private beach access, upon using this medication, if you experience priapism, do not attempt to improvise your own surgical shot. is an animal of broad dietary proclivities.
Thank you, follow.
Only here can the shark discover the miracle of self-love. In the not-so-distant future, a young visionary entrepreneur will spot these 3 shells while snorkeling and revolutionize after-toilet care. While they appreciate human sacrifices, the eldritch gods of yore are seldom enthused about being summoned to Port Clovis. This trimaran, like many before it, was lost in its journey to the mythological dryland. When it was discovered that their Stonehenge replica was astronomically misaligned, enraged Port Clovians threw it in the ocean.
うわ、後ろの音怖っ。そして滑舌が悪すぎる。やべえ、カウントしてね。ここだから、多分ここだな。ちょっと一歩行き過ぎた。ロックオンされてる要素はなし。
But at least you'll leave behind a cool-looking skeleton.
$18分台はいいっすね。最悪。あそこにマカジ切るのマジでやめてほしいんだけど。
Caviar increased coastal exposure. Storms that had a minor impact 3 decades ago caused significant flooding today. As a result of industrial pollution and sewage wastewater, Dead Horse Lake was designated a Superfund site in 1996.
ちょっとインつきすぎたか。 ああ、行き過ぎた。マイナス。プラス3秒か4秒くらいかな。
Driftwood Man Festival purports to foster progressive change, but it's really just an excuse for hippies to flout public nudity laws. The spring of '73 was a magical time in Port Clovis, when local favorite Trash Talk placed 20th in the Derby, and the city placed first in the country for petty theft.
まあいいでしょう。
Random mutations aren't random. They require large amounts of mutagens as a catalyst. While most know him as the friendly face of Captain Winky's Fish and Chips, in real life, the pirate was a genocidal monster who murdered and enslaved thousands. Until local police departments settle a dispute over jurisdiction, these two remain a popular attraction for selfie-seeking snorkelers. Even for sharks, it's important to create personal time for sober self-reflection. The artist spent 16 years building this sculpture out of trash pulled from the lake, only to have it thrown back in the lake by intoxicated locals.
Waniが後ろにいる気がする。
Rover is always swimming, searching for anything to satisfy the gluttony that is their defining trait. An insatiable fish, the bull shark is 9/10 appetite. With its wary eyes and robust physique, the grouper is the very several grouper have made a home near the retired nuclear cooling towers. This is a great opportunity for the shark to test the theory that exposure to gamma rays gives you superpowers.
今ベストからプラス10秒ぐらいかな、多分。あ、でもここで短縮できるからほぼほぼ間に合うかもしれない。
We'd also like to remind viewers that mass cloning and gene editing for today's military is safer than ever.
Oh, 外した。ちょっと遅いか。
Fish higher on the food chain are more mobile, able to traverse a variety of waters. Traveling around, we are constantly reminded of how man's intrusion has disrupted the fragile equilibrium of the marine world. Shark versus dolphin, orca versus giant squid, boat versus pilot. When establishing dominance, the contest is usually a deadly one, with survival as the prize. The threats to our ocean seem overwhelming, but by working together now, we can ensure that future generations always have a place to dump their old tires. Another shark hunt begins.
Kind of regular there at Flamingo Joe's. You can say it's a tourist trap. But it's the only place to get a decent Sazerac that don't have me on their do not serve list.
シャイニーボーコから出てきてくれたぞ。
Swampland, Bayou Willie.
一発。
Things are getting heated in this war of attrition between man and nature. The fish takes quick evasive action. With an angry bull shark loose, local hunters are forced to post bail and shrug off last night's hangover so they can take to the water. Sharks in their place, hunters ensure they'll stay in their lane. So the bartender life ender, Bobby Bojangles.
よし、一発捕まえた。
The situation has escalated, and the price on the shark's head has risen. Weapons to take down alpha predators is a skill many shark hunters hold while in prison. More practical simply to close the beaches. But why do that when you can just set loose a gang of amphetamine-fueled locals with guns? The Savage Shrimper.
ギリギリ切れそうだな。オッケー。よし。
The shark's reckless behavior only further incenses Port Clovis's citizens. the hunt ends. But this is a mere pause in the eternal struggle between man and nature. I would like to assure the Antolini crime family that this footage will in no way be used in the final edit of our program. Special overlooking breathtaking panoramic lake views, open living with vintage appeal. Call Deborah. The shark returns to the grotto to focus on personal transformation.
頼むぞ。よカメさんいてくれ。よし。カメがいる。
The needle-tooth nightmare, the barracuda. While most recognize it as the title of a classic rock radio staple, did you know that it's also a fish?
お持ち帰りも完璧かな。
And quasi-legal get-rich-quick schemes set aside for now.
I mean, I'm not an ornithologist, but I think it's probably a bad idea to get in the middle of flamingos' natural migration cycles. Just saying.
Experimentation with animal sacrifices to appease the shark god, Dr. bracelet alarms fills the air as shark hunters leave their home, the fishing phenom, Candyman Curtis.
It's in front of us!
The marine predator displays caution as the situation further escalates.
ミスったな。まあでも次ボートがあんまり出てこなければ。うわめっちゃボートいる。よし。
To ensure the safety of the public, a bounty has been placed on the fugitive shark.
多分これだったら40分切れ
The
るか。
Hoosier hotshot, Ensign Tyler Dixon.
一発で取れてくれよ。よし、ちょっと時間かかったけど、一発だ。
Throwing caution to the wind, the big fish escalates its battle against Port Clovis.
Remember, if it's got claspers, nail. That'll avoid us forever.
A school of barracuda frequents the waters around Trash Island, where they enjoy a steady diet of hypodermic needles and used pregnancy tests. Humans' attention spans are short.
し、早いぞ。
Back on board the Cajun Queen.
Nah, that ain't it.
Just like Kyle
God.
LeBlanc, our young bull is the inheritor of a long family tradition, struggling to find her place in the world. Historically, overdevelopment of the shoreline leads to a wide... The shark is now an adult, and she should probably spend less, save more, and start researching indexed mutual funds. The bull retreats to the grotto for refuge and quiet reflection. No one can tell what may be found in a shark's stomach. It's truly the ocean's garbage can.
て、ここが一発でいけるかどうかめちゃくちゃ大事。雨はいない。
Rosie has been a star in Big B's Bayou Buddy stunt show. But our shark is
持ち帰りは
to appreciate Rosie's classic brand of celebrity. Golden Shores was built on an elevated coastal hazard area. And while they don't have any disaster prevention strategy in place, I'm sure it'll be fine. In the kill or be killed world of the sea, performance-enhancing mutagens provide benefits that could mean the difference between life and death. Fish in the mood, quite like watching a 73-year-old hit a double bogey. The fact that they've turned the waters off Baton Tordu into a spawning ground attests to their love of seniors golf. This mineral supplement wouldn't be necessary if this shark ate a more nutritious, well-balanced diet. Predatory scavenger is often quite content to dine on whatever wastes fall to the ocean floor. It will ingest quite a broad assortment of flotsam and jetsam. Somebody's drinking team has a drowning problem. Sector has experienced significant growth, leaving a lot of local openings for amusement ride operators.
Shopping traders come every year to Baton Tordu. There are other ways there to celebrate killing beautiful animals for tasteless, nutritionless body parts than a $450 round of golf.
shores,
完璧
import
じゃない
this
と
mako
OK。
from Sri-Lanka and train it to guard their community? Not likely, but let's pretend they did, as it makes for a more interesting storyline. Sometimes even sharks just need to dirty bolt. The battle is over, but the war goes on. Mutagen 23 is certainly heating up the evolutionary arms race. Detects the faint millivolt electric impulses given off by the heartbeat of its potential prey.
あと2分。いけるはず。
The beach sure does look inviting, but according to the most recent study, the sand here contains dangerously high concentrations of fecal bacteria. The bull shark demonstrates the importance of getting enough minerals in her diet.
エラーさえ出なければ OK。よし。
The Sultan of Speed, the Mako.
嘘やめて。おお、捕まないでくれ。
Fast and aggressive, the Mako is known as the peregrine falcon of sharks. But as the peregrine is a land-based bird, this designation means nothing to the Mako.
ちょっとプラスついたけど、マイナスはできてるな。
Back aboard.
Oh.
The sea wolf remains acutely aware of anything that might constitute food. The bull shark is able to attain larger maximal sizes through selective feeding. Pride in boat ownership manifests itself in a variety of ways here in Port Clovis. While homeless and itinerant, hobos will work for a living. They are not to be confused with bums, who are sedentary and refuse to work. Pointless unjust. There's no such thing as a recession-proof business, except for the frozen banana stand. Whether boom or bust, the demand for reliable, quality frozen bananas remains a constant. This instantized protein makes a great between-meal supplement, giving the shark the energy she needs to put on serious mass. Anyone who has delved into the stomach contents of a shark is acutely aware that they'll eat just about anything.
ちょっと脂肪足りてねえな。いや、足りたか？うん、足りてない。
The grotto provides a brief respite from the Sturm und Drang of the Gulf. As is well known, volleyballs make way better friends than soccer balls, who will stab you in the back the first chance they get. A shark is never one to pass up a fat fiesta. Founder of America's largest shark finning enterprise, Mama Maybelle Bryant has collected quite a fleet of recreational boats. Her fail sons, Randall and Tyson, can often be spotted piloting them around Sapphire Bay. The profusion of parrotfish here have kept Sapphire Bay's local hammerhead healthy and stranded.
俺、タゲ切り失敗しそうだな。
Not really a gourmand, the bull shark will eat just about anything.
お、切れてる。さっき。
Protein caches like this one are a convenient and tasty way for sharks to increase their protein intake. Long a haven for small government ideologues, Port Clovis prides itself in its lax amusement park safety standards. While it can be fun to explore the land, it's always best for sharks to stay wet and oxygenated.
Take God to the cockpit when he wasn't nothing but another bitty boy. The fact that he was afraid of that Ferris wheel should have told me he wasn't never gonna be no shark hunter.
From the moment she's born, the shark's cold, expressionless eyes are constantly on the watch for food. It's another unsuccessful shark hunt for the people of Port Clovis. This shark understands that she needs to eat essential minerals to stay healthy and grow. Believe it or not, people paid over $12,000 to sleep in these tents and listen to Swedish DJs for an entire weekend. bull shark is known to be a voracious, if hardly discriminating, eater. If only someone had done their 6th grade reading assignment, perhaps this tragedy could have been avoided. Locals seldom miss an opportunity to indulge in mindless, gratuitous slaughter.
Crazy Eye used to be my favorite lighthouse. Had a keeper named Maneater. Always at the Escalating. They got it out. That computer's a lot less fun to drink.
Justice for her heinous crimes, the shark is now the subject of a battle. Most American cities, the founders of Port Clovis were Freemasons, and probably Illuminati, who congregated at secret UFO bases to perform Luciferian blood rituals.
I really should get them polarized lenses. Wait, is that?
The third iteration of Pier 1 famously collapsed on the day it received historic landmark designation. The evolutionary anomaly, the Hammerhead. clearly superior depth perception.
ちょっと緊張してきた。
That's the one what took my hand, all right. Get yourself ready, boy. That's how we playing with power. I'm about out of patience, Lee. Boku fuss her, ain't you? An explosion ought to get her attention.
Be her.
Need reinforcements. Don't drag us now. Boy, boy, boy. I've been waiting for you, Shaw. Wanna make a coupillon out of you. This girl's a crafty monster.
Scaly Pete remains... Even for sharks, it's important to create personal time for sober self-reflection. The ancient Greeks believed that King Poseidon ruled the waters, whereas here at Prosperity Sands, they're ruled by Luxury Leisure Groups International.
これはだいぶ余裕がある。
Goaded by lusty appetites, the shark's sole aim is to eat and evolve. The bull shark proves herself an exotic but murderous beauty. Sharks' propensity to clear the ocean of its assorted detritus is one of their most valuable functions. Quite a strange conglomeration of stuff will end up in the stomachs of sharks. While fostering a balanced ecosystem is a complex and multifaceted process, what harm could arise from killing a bunch of seals? With the hunters in pursuit of a dangerous shark, those closest to them prepare for the possibility that they might come home.
In 629 days, Prosperity Sands ain't had no shark attacks. You can thank old Pete for that. Prosperity Sands sure ain't.
Scavengers of the sea are vital in cleaning the ocean floors of edible and semi-edible detritus. This protein supplement has 0 additives, so the shark doesn't have to worry about hidden artificial colors or flavors. The shark uses lipids from high-fat fare like this to help fuel her reign of terror. Operated by Roger Cantrell, recently broke the state record for number of revocable commercial fishing offenses. The shark is now an elder, and thus begins a new battle against systemic age discrimination. Shark is a sort of super scavenger, completely lacking in what may be called dietary discrimination. The bull shark is an animal of broad dietary proclivities. It's quite beautiful. Unfortunately, bull sharks can't see. To look at the coast is to recognize that the boundary between sea and land is transitory, and that all life on Earth is just a cosmic accident. Emperor of the Deep, the Great White. Great White is often referred to as the king of the ocean, which gives it a skewed understanding of the role of a monarch in modern society.
しかもゴールド出た。
As we face impending resource scarcity and declining living standards, it's nice to know that in the meantime there's still a place to get a good bamboo fusion massage.
これはちょっと安定
Losing to
de
King
行くか。
Crush in the 2011 Monster Mania semifinals, Big Finn stepped away from the limelight for a simpler, more natural way of life. Random mutations aren't random. They require large amounts of mutagens as a catalyst. Hunter surveys the sea with a crooked, fiendish grin. An insatiable fish, the bull shark is sea turtle numbers have exploded. Bad news for seagrass, great news for orcas who enjoy torturing and eating them. Shockingly, this was only Alex's second worst birthday. If you're like me, you're probably wondering what their secret is for such durable papier-mâché. Recently, Port Clovis has gained a reputation for its derivative, politically Coastal overdevelopment creates a riskier, more complex local environment. Aptitude in the ancient art of the ninja, the turtle's defense is insufficient against its superior opponent. Some sharks are scavengers, indiscriminately consuming anything that's vaguely edible. Traveling around, we are constantly reminded of how man's intrusion has disrupted the fragile equilibrium of the marine world. The white and black attack, the orca. Bull sharks have a habit of gobbling up anything that finds its way into them.
Yasuku頼むぞ。
Do enjoy playing with toys, but not half as much as a day-old seal. marine mammal parks now have a new favorite trick, killing things. Vigilante fever has seized Port Clovis, making it dangerous for anything that swims. The corn-fed colossus, Butcher Boy Brady.
I catch 3 of them killer whales they got there at fish fingers. You could say I got a real keen eye for talent. Although, the wheelers really gotta work on those side edges.
The Maneater's longevity depends on her nipples. Despite Port Clovis's best efforts, the aquatic beast refuses to be tamed. Of society have retaliated with deterrent action, but mankind is ultimately impotent to stop Mother Nature's advances. After years of eating the same meal of frozen herring and fish fingers, Casanita just wants her favorite comfort
マイナス1
food,
分つくな、これ
raw
は。
shark liver. Humans have seen less than 5% of our oceans, which means there's still plenty of treasure out there for everybody. It's here in the grotto that the shark can discover the absolute serenity deep within her soul. A great way to discourage museum attendance is to put your museum underwater. No one can tell what may be found in a shark's stomach. It's truly the ocean's garbage. In the kill or be killed world of the sea, performance-enhancing mutagens provide benefits that could mean the difference between life and death. To eat over a ton of food every day, which here in the Gulf mostly consists of hammerhead sharks. As the disparity between the ultra-wealthy and the poor grows, so too does the yacht. With 24-karat gold fixtures, 2 discos, circular staircase. Benjamin Franklin marveled at how quickly the Gulf Stream allowed him to travel back to America after his many Parisian hoarding expeditions. This mineral supplement wouldn't be necessary if this shark ate a more nutritious, well-balanced diet. Escape series. The cunning predator senses a meal is in
bad fish kills because of these oil tankers spilling. But it brings a lot of money into the economy. Can't argue with that.
The appetite of this shark is nearly insatiable. Port Clovis has long been a popular dumping ground for the military, thanks to its lenient regulations and low tipping fees. Scavenger is often quite content to dine on whatever wastes fall to the ocean floor. We have yet to devise.
I heard said Captain Blatty sunk his treasure somewhere around here. Been funding a diving expedition every year for 10 years and I ain't found it yet.
Over the course of a bull shark's life, it will ingest quite a broad assortment of flotsam and jetsam. Sometimes even sharks just need to dirty home. From as far away as only to end up mounted above the jukebox at a biker bar. Even for sharks, it's important to create personal time for sober self-reflection. The cetacean assassin, the sperm whale. The world practically ran on sperm whale oil. Now we can only watch them from afar, dreaming of tapping their skulls for all that sweet spermaceti.
よし、時間足りるぞこれは。
Pete has built an impressive battleship. But will it be enough to endure the prehistoric might of a mega shark?
Hello there, girlie. As you can see, I came prepared today. I'ma fix you up real pretty. Got you right in my sights. Shields there! This is into a real knockdown dragon. Need reinforcements! Don't drag ass now! Need a diver or two.
Yes, yes, yes. Yes.